In this video, we're looking at Boeing stock, ticker BA. On the 2nd of November, on the investor conference, it was announced that Boeing, according to management projections, will earn around 10 billion of free cash flow in 2025 or 26. 2 days after this was announced, there were significant insider purchases of the CEO and another director. So in this video, we will look at these insider transactions. Are they meaningful or only made for marketing purposes? So we will compare their position to their overall stake and the CEO compensation. And secondly, we will look what kind of upside potential we can expect from the stock if they are able to hit their estimates of free cash flow in 2025. So let's get started. First of all, if you have investment ideas or you want to make a deeper dive on super investors' portfolios, please write in the comments below. Okay, Boeing is an aerospace and defense company. Let's briefly look how Boeing makes money. If we look at the recent 10Q report, we can see that the main segments of their business are commercial airplanes, 6.2 billion of revenue in the recent quarter, defense, space and security, 5.3 billion, and global services, 4.4 billion of revenue in the recent quarter. So the main sources of the revenue are commercial airplanes and defense contracts. If we look at their stock chart, we can see that the stock for the last year is down from almost 220 to 170 right now. So the investor conference with the free cash flow estimates was on the 2nd of November, and the insider purchase was on the 4th. So now let's briefly look at these insider transactions, and then we will look what kind of upside we can expect from the stock. Okay, I have took all the data from the SEC filings. If you see the same transactions on Dataroma, you can see almost the same info, but a very important piece of info is missing. And this is the number of total shares owned after the transaction. So this info is available on the SEC filings. So I have compiled all the data to the table. So there were 2 significant purchases made by insiders of the CEO and one of the directors. So on the first fields, we can see who bought the shares. We can see date of the transaction, total shares bought, the price at the moment of the purchase, value of this purchase, this particular purchase, total shares owned after the purchase. So this is the purchase and all the shares that were owned before, total value of the stake. And the last field is the increase of their position. So how significant was the purchase compared to the overall stake? And we can see 3 transactions made by the CEO. The total value was close to 4 million worth of shares. The average price was close to $159. Right now the price is about $10 higher at the moment of running the video. And the total stake is close to 17 million, which represents around 24% increase. Also, the CEO has the compensation of close to 21 million, so around 1 of his yearly salaries are in the shares of Boeing. Another insider increased his position around 44%. So we can see 2 meaningful purchases of insiders. The average price is around $159 per share. So at this price, insiders consider the shares undervalued. Also, these are significant purchases. 24% increase from the CEO and 44% increase from another director. Okay, so what may be the catalyst for such purchases? What happened on November 2nd? And on November 2nd, management came out and said that they will earn 10 billion in 2025 or 26 or free cash flow. So management pointed out that in 2022, free cash flow will be positive. And 2025-26, the free cash flow will be close to 10 billion. So this is much higher number that analysts were projecting. So management is defining free cash flow as cash from operations minus capital expenditures. So they're expecting 12 billion cash from operations and 2 billion capital expenditures. As a result, they're expecting 10 billion of free cash flow in 2025 and 26. So again, these numbers are much higher than analysts were projecting. Okay, this brings us to their valuation. What kind of upside potential can we expect from the stock if management is correct in their guidance and they are able to hit their estimates of free cash flow? So if management is correct and they are able to make 10 billion in 2025-26, if we use price to free cash flow estimate of 15, we get the projected market cap of close to 150 billion. If we divide by the number of shares outstanding, I took the number of shares from the recent 10Q report, we get the fair value of the stock of close to $250 per share. From the current price of $169 at the moment of running the video, this implies 50% upside. So the stock offers 50% upside in the normal case scenario. If we use price to free cash flow of 20, which is on the high end, we get the fair value of the stock of close to $335 per share, which implies around 100% upside from the current price. So the stock must be a double from this price level. So we get 50% upside in the normal case scenario and 100% upside in the positive case scenario. Okay, so we looked at the recent purchases of insiders. They bought the shares of around $159 per share. So this was a significant addition to their position. This happened right after management released their guidance of free cash flow. If they correct in their projections, and if Boeing is able to hit their estimates of free cash flow and earn $10 billion in 2025 or 26, the stock offers around 50% upside in the normal case scenario and around 100% upside in the positive scenario. Also, if you want to know more about other stock investment ideas, here is the video on Warren Buffett discovery, even higher upside potential there. If you are not subscribed to the channel, you can do this by pressing the button right here. You will not miss a single new video. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.